You imagine what you want, but reality stays frozen. And it's not because you lack faith, it's because there's a silent difference between imagining and visualizing that almost no one notices. A difference so profound that when you understand it, your body's energy shifts instantly. Today, I'm going to show you what actually makes reality respond and why your visualization has never worked the way it should until now. Because there's a specific way to visualize that requires no effort, no long stories, and no forcing yourself to believe. It's a simple, quick, direct method capable of activating your internal field in seconds. And when you apply this, you'll feel, not think, feel, that something has moved inside you. Get ready, because what comes next changes everything. Most people spend their lives imagining what they want, creating scattered scenes like watching a distant movie. They believe this is visualizing, but imagining is just allowing the mind to play with possibilities without involving the body. It's like trying to see through foggy glass. Nothing becomes clear, nothing gains power. And an image without power doesn't alter your internal field, no matter how beautiful it looks. Imagining is too light, too scattered. It's a thought that appears and disappears without leaving a mark, like a wave that touches the sand and pulls back immediately. The person imagines something grand, but keeps feeling the same insecurity, the same lack, the same distance. The body doesn't react, doesn't believe, doesn't move, and reality responds to the body, not to fantasy. Visualizing is completely different. Visualizing means allowing the body to enter the scene, letting your breathing shift, letting your heart recognize it as possible. It's feeling the future touch the present for a few seconds. The image stops being abstract and becomes alive, dense, loaded with meaning. When this happens, it begins to emit a signal that reality can hear. This is the silent mistake of manifestation, confusing imagining with creating. Thoughts alone have no magnetic power. Manifestation doesn't respond to what you think, but to what you feel. Fantasy creates desire. Visualization creates direction. When this difference becomes clear, everything changes, because finally there's a real pathway to access your internal field. And this is exactly where the big question arises. How do you make the body believe in the image the mind creates? The answer begins to reveal itself in the next step of the journey. Manifestation doesn't happen when the mind wants it. It happens when the body accepts it. The field around you responds to the dominant vibration, and that vibration isn't formed by abstract thoughts, but by living emotions. When someone feels something as true, even for just a few seconds, that sensation creates an energetic signature that begins to reorganize the path ahead. This is why so many people repeat affirmations, imagine scenarios and study techniques, but keep feeling lack, fear, or doubt. The body doesn't follow what the mind wants, and this disconnect weakens any intention. Emotion is the engine. It's what gives weight, density, and direction to visualization. Without this fuel, the desire simply doesn't move. When the body believes, everything changes. The breathing deepens, the posture shifts, energy flows differently. It's a silent recognition, as if something inside says, "Yes, this is mine." Ani. This instant is what creates real magnetism, that state where coincidences start happening and unexpected opportunities appear on your path. The field responds to what is felt, not to what is merely desired. Imagine someone trying to create a new reality while carrying yesterday's same feeling in their chest. It's like trying to plant a seed in dry soil. But imagine that same person feeling from within that the scene they're visualizing is already part of who they are. In that moment, the seed finds moisture, light, and space to grow. Emotion opens doors that thought alone could never reach. And this is precisely where the major friction arises. How do you generate true emotion if visualization is long, complex, and draining? The key to solving this lies in the main mistake people make when trying to visualize, and this reveals itself now in the next step. Many people believe that to visualize, they need to build a complete story inside their own mind. A movie full of details, dialogue, settings, movements, and situations trying to imitate real life. But the longer this internal movie is, the harder it becomes to keep the emotion alive. Focus scatters, energy divides, and the feeling of presence gets lost along the way. The brain wasn't designed to sustain long invented scenes with emotional depth. It can imagine, but it can't feel all of it at the same time. The more detail someone tries to create, the more the mind works, and the less the heart participates. The person ends up spending energy trying to control the narrative, when what really matters is the vibration the scene awakens. This is why so many visualizations fail. Not because the technique doesn't work, but because effort became the protagonist. A long mental movie turns the practice into an exhausting exercise instead of an expansive internal state. The person comes out of the visualization more drained than connected. And without emotional connection, there's no field that responds. The energy gets lost before it's even sent. Think of this like trying to start a fire with a magnifying glass. If the light spreads out, nothing happens, but when the beam is narrow, intense, and precise, fire is born immediately. Long visualizations spread the light. Short visualizations concentrate the fire. And it's exactly this concentration that creates the ignition point within your energetic field. And here's where the key that changes everything emerges. What if, instead of trying to visualize an entire movie, you just needed to create a single short scene, intense and emotionally charged? This is the discovery that transforms the process, and it's exactly what begins to reveal itself in the next step. The true power of visualization is born when the scene is short enough to fit entirely within the emotion. A micro scene of just 10 to 20 seconds concentrates the energy, intensifies the feeling, and preserves focus. In such a brief time, the mind doesn't get lost in details, and the body doesn't tire trying to follow a long story. Everything comes down to an instant, but a powerful instant. The micro scene works because the brain reacts faster to simple, direct images than to complex narratives. It doesn't need to build settings, characters, and sequences. It just recognizes a moment that represents the outcome. And by recognizing this instant, it releases emotions coherent with it. It's like pressing an internal button that says, "This is real for me now." Visualize, for example, the exact moment you receive a message confirming an opportunity you wanted, or the instant when someone holds your hand and says, "We did it." Or even the moment when you close your eyes and feel the peace of someone already living the life they asked for. These are simple scenes, but loaded with meaning. They don't show the path. They show the arrival. This simplicity is what transforms the micro scene into such a powerful tool. Instead of trying to control the entire journey, the person concentrates all their energy on the instant that symbolizes the final destination. The body enters the emotion faster, and this emotion spreads through the field like a coherent wave. The result is a visualization that's lighter, more intense, and far more magnetic. And this brings us to the essential question: how do you choose the perfect micro scene, the one that truly represents your fulfilled desire and awakens genuine emotion? This is the next step of the journey, and it reveals the heart of the technique. The perfect scene is born from a simple instant, but emotionally undeniable. It's not a complete story, nor a detailed step-by-step. It's the exact moment when life confirms what you were seeking. It's the breathing that shifts, the involuntary smile, the sensation of "this is it." A short scene, seen in first person, that carries the vibration of arrival, not of the journey. Choosing this micro scene is choosing the symbol of your internal victory. For some, it's hearing a specific phrase like, "Congratulations, it worked out." For others, it's looking at their surroundings and realizing they're already living what they asked for. It could be the touch of a hand, the glow of an email, the sound of a door opening. The power lies in the emotion the scene awakens, not in the quantity of details. The most important thing is that this scene represents the end of the journey, not the beginning. It doesn't need to explain how you got there, because the field doesn't respond to logic, it responds to emotional state. So the right question isn't, what would the process look like? But rather, what's the exact moment when my soul knows it happened? That's the image that transforms intention into vibration. When this scene is chosen correctly, the body reacts instantly. A wave of relief, gratitude, or achievement runs through the chest. The mind doesn't need to understand, because something deeper recognizes the truth contained in the image. It's as if a part of you, living outside of time, says, "I remember this." And it's this emotional memory of the future that creates real magnetism. But for this microscene to work with full force, there's an essential step before it, a step that prepares the body, calms the system, and opens the internal space where emotion can flourish. And it's exactly this step that begins now. Before any image emerges, the body needs space. An agitated mind, full of noise, scattered thoughts, and accumulated tensions, cannot sustain true emotion. That's why internal preparation is essential. Just a few minutes of conscious silence are enough for the system to begin slowing down. It's like opening a window to let fresh air in before lighting a flame. Passive meditation doesn't require perfection. It asks for presence. A deeper breath, relaxing the shoulders, a pause between one thought and another. These small gestures change your internal state and create the fertile ground where visualization can flourish. When the mind quiets down, the body listens better. And when the body listens, emotion comes to life easily. This receptive state transforms everything. If before, emotion seemed hard to reach, now it arises naturally like water finding its way. The person doesn't need to force anything, they just allow. It's at this point that energy aligns, the field opens, and the micro-scene has space to penetrate deeply. Without this preparation, the image enters hardened ground. With it, it enters fertile soil. Think of this like tuning an instrument before playing a melody. An out-of-tune violin can play the right notes, but doesn't produce harmony. When a person adjusts their body, breathing, and mind, they tune their vibrational field. And a visualization done over this tuned state has an infinitely greater impact than dozens of attempts made on autopilot. And now that the body is prepared, aligned, and receptive, we reach the deepest part of the practice, the final visualization method. The exact way to visualize so that reality responds back. This is the knowledge you'll access now. Now that the body is prepared and the micro-scene has been chosen, the moment has come to unite everything in a single practice. Visualization begins when you enter the scene, not when you try to create it. Close your eyes and allow the chosen instant to emerge as if it's already happening. Don't force details. Don't try to control. Just enter. The scene needs to reveal itself, not be constructed. The key is to experience the micro-scene in first person, as if your eyes were inside that moment. Feel the environment, the air, the body's movement. Notice what you see, but also what you hear, touch, or breathe there. The more you place yourself inside the scene, the more the body reacts as if it were real. And when the body believes, the field responds instantly. Repeat the micro-scene a few times, like gentle waves returning to the shore. Allow each repetition to become simpler and more alive. Don't increase details, increase presence. Emotion doesn't need to be explosive. It needs to be authentic. A single second of truth is worth more than minutes of effort. When emotion arises, even if subtle, let it spread through the body naturally. And after the micro-scene touches your interior, let go. Release the image like someone handing something to the wind. Don't hold on, don't monitor, don't question. Just give thanks internally and return to the present. This release is what closes the vibrational cycle. You feel, send, and release. It's the final act that transforms the internal scene into movement in the external field. The universe responds when you stop trying to control. And with this method, you master the most effective way to visualize: simple, short, emotional, and magnetic. Now that the entire process has been revealed, it's time to bring this journey together in a powerful introduction that prepares the viewer from the very first second for everything they're about to learn. If you apply this method, even for just a few seconds a day, you'll notice something subtle happening inside you. The mind stops racing, the body starts believing, and energy shifts direction. This is the exact point where reality begins to respond, not because you're forcing it, but because you're vibrating differently. Today, you've taken a real step toward elevating your frequency and creating the life you want from your interior. Now tell me, what's the micro scene you're going to use? What's the exact instant from your future that makes your body react when you think about it? Sharing this in the comments isn't just engagement. It's declaring to the universe what you're ready to live. And to start immediately, try doing a single micro scene before you sleep tonight. It takes 10 seconds and makes an enormous difference. If this video helped you, like, comment, and subscribe to Manifest Now. Turn on notifications and continue this journey by watching the next video. The universe always responds to your vibration, and right now, yours is rising.